Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of our 4th Age Total War Rohan No Deaths run, where the goal is to meet our campaign objectives while keeping every faction on the map in play. We are currently under siege by a tiny army of Tharbad, and this is actually the ruler. This is the Merchant King himself with his extremely loyal Merchant Guard bodyguard who have shown up just outside the walls of Tharbad to put it under siege. Now, they do have other forces in the area, but I think what we're seeing is a phenomenon in Common to Rome Total War where the AI will tend to send pretty even matchups. I mean, if we look inside the settlement here, I've got Axes of the Mark, and I've got 2 units of Bowmen. And on sort of an auto-resolve, they would get beaten by this army. I don't know exactly how many men are in this unit, but they would lose. On an open field, we might be able to beat them if we sort of ran around them and dealt with, used all of our arrows, did get some flanking shots in, that kind of thing. We might be able to beat them on an open field, but on a siege assault, I think we'd probably do pretty well, and we would probably stall out their siege equipment is what would happen. But I think I'm going to, in the interest of income, send this guy down. We're going to get some reinforcements with us, and we're actually going to fight this out. Seems like a bit of a waste in a way, but I think it'll be good to do it. We'll get one fewer family member off of the board for them and make life a little easier for ourselves around Tharbad. Now, we also have to give some thought to what we're going to do ultimately with this faction. I think I've been saying that for the past 10 episodes probably. But, we might be getting close to that point. We do have perhaps more pressing concerns, though, in the south, as we will see shortly. Okay, so looking at this, 57 men. I could probably win this with just the cav, but let's bring these guys up, and we'll see what they're going to do. They can form a shield wall, but I don't think they can do that when it's the general himself, because he, of course, will have the rally button as his special ability, like you see here. So we'll get everybody up here. We'll get a few shots in with our bowmen. That'll send them off to march somewhere, or they'll just withdraw, head for the hills. So we'll see how we can do against them with a charge in the back. All right, that did some damage. Let's pull back now. We're going to lose a little bit as we pull away. They're going to decide to keep going. All right, so we took out 4 or 5. Yeah, let's keep doing it. They've got a long ways to go, and so I think we could wear them down in this way. We do have a fear effect with the bodyguard here, I believe. Actually, let me double check that. Maybe we don't. Yeah, we do. Frighten nearby enemy. So we are scaring them, or we could be scaring them at least. All right, now let's pull back. I'd like to, have my other infantry show up just to help pin them. Now, we are going to get tired, but so are they. Maybe we'll get lucky with a nice rear charge. We are still technically charging, so I could probably leave them in melee a bit longer. Okay, now we're marching, so it's time to get out. And of course, we're going to lose, proportionally. Well, we're going to lose some men, right? And the fact that we have a smaller unit size is going to make those losses proportionally larger. All right, let's just keep them running after us a little bit, even if we get caught here. That's getting my archers right into position, actually. So we'll go for one more of these. And we can hit them. So we're going to charge here and then pull back. That's pretty decent. And again, yeah, they're going to have to basically get to almost the tree line. Or I guess maybe the crest of that hill. All right, archers are firing, but really not doing much. These guys, as a bodyguard unit, are of course going to have multiple hit points, which means it's going to take, more hits, more shots to have an impact. You can see now we are... Okay, was that him? Yes, that was the enemy commander. And so we can just leave. We can, at this point, let them walk away because this is going to just despawn. So we'll walk away. We'll let them withdraw. We'll technically win the battle, but they're not going to be able to retreat because they've got no commander anymore. And with that, we've saved Tharbad from a siege. We've saved ourselves some income. We're projected to make 4,000 this turn. I'm not sure exactly how accurate that is, considering all the other things that are going on. But I think we're in a good enough position that I can afford to get some mercenary archers here. And we'll keep stuffing them right inside Tharbad itself. I think the king here, maybe we'll just, or the general, we'll put him back in the woods. And we'll just kind of keep an eye on things. We don't have an army in Tharbad anymore, really. We've got these guys in Greyholm, and they're enough to kind of hold things off. But what we're doing at the moment has been putting pressure on Dunland. And that's been going pretty well. We've got Anghal, and then I believe, yes, we're raising more troops and trying to determine exactly what to do with them. Now, in theory, it might be nice to head down here to take Lond Dare. That's a nice sort of trade node for us. And then we could leave Tharbad with like these territories. I don't really want those. But I do want to get Swanfleet and Austenethel. Those would be two good ones to grab. And then, of course, it'd be nice to get Lastbridge for ourselves as well. So I think, you know, I'm happy that Tharbad has expanded up into the north. I don't really have an interest in going this far. But that'll potentially keep the Reunited Kingdom busy, hopefully, because they've got some big armies up there. So we're going to wait a little bit. We're still getting some men together, so let's take a look at that. We can certainly keep training Cav. I think I'll go with some horse archers. And let's see, we can go with a unit of Rohan riders down here. Some more spearmen. Just kind of everywhere. Actually, you can go with Rohan riders. That'd be pretty decent. And then we'll bring everybody down. We're going to be sending them under this general here into the south. He's going to be heading all the way down, hopefully, to help Far Harad. But we do have some other plans in the south. Now, we've got, of course, this army that's been heading around and trying to cause some chaos. And in the last episode, we took this settlement and gave it to Far Harad. However, this doesn't really change the calculus all that much. If we look over into the east, Farhad does have some territories here, but we can see that Khand and Harondor and Harad are holding on to really the lion's share of it. And so what that means is they're liable to get wiped out if the AI gets lucky with a few battles here. And I'm afraid that that's going to happen here. We can look at Adud of Anor-Lith, and he is actually the ruler of Far Harad, and his heir is also in this army, and there's at least one other nobleman in this army too. I'm not sure if there's no family member here. There will not be a family member in here. And this is just a settlement. So if there is no current family member in here, it's unlikely that there's going to be one because all of the family members are at their current capital, Akazanabon. The other thing that we're doing, though, in addition to moving this army up, and we're going to, I think, leave it here. I'm not going to attack this Harad reinforce. I'm going to let them decide to attack me. But we're going to take some armies that I scraped together out of Umbar City. We've left enough of a garrison here to prevent it from rebelling, and we're going to head up to hit this army outside of Karas Nan. I think we could get close enough to put that under siege, but let's hold off. What we want to do is cause trouble to get these armies to approach us and then move over into the east. I don't necessarily want to assault and take Karas Nan just yet. I want to get it by doing a call-out kind of battle. But the other thing is I have to be careful to commit because Umbar City could be put under siege by even these tiny forces that are near it. So that's something we also have to watch out for. And in the northeast, we are still inexplicably holding on to Garth. The hope is that this is going to rebel to just the rebels. That'll kick the forces out of there. I'll be able to get these guys back, and we'll move against North Rune to hopefully get something going with them. Okay, and yes, we are attacked by Harad in the south. Let's just get eyes on the location there. All right, we could try the withdrawal move, but we're on we're on Allied territory. I don't know exactly what would happen if we went to the battlefield and then withdrew from the battlefield. I think it's probably better to stand and fight. We've got 1, 2, 3 full units of swords, and then a very tiny one. And then we've got the rest is mostly light cav. They do have this troubling Horsemen of the Harnan unit, but the rest is pretty light. And I'm not really too worried about like their skirmishers or even these Corsairs of Umbar. So I think with our forces here, we're kind of in an okay position to maybe skirmish away. Of course, if they use their cavalry well, we could be in a lot of trouble. We know the AI is capable of that. It's just going to depend on how they have set up. So we've got our own riders. We've got a Rohan Riders unit who is acting as the general here. These are all melee units, which is great. And these are all like skirmish. We'll keep... How about this? All these Rohan Riders can be together. And all the Horse Archers I want to keep together too. And then we've got a melee line behind them and the general. And in terms of our infantry, it's mostly skirmish. We do have some South-run spears. We do have some Shields of the Mark, which can throw javelins. And then we do have these swording skirmishers, but I think we want them in the back. The thing about the swordings is, I think they're taller than the other men. So if we put them right next to a unit of bowmen here, yeah, you can see they're almost a head taller than the bowmen of Rohan. So that means we don't want them in front getting shot in the back of the head by arrows. But they're nice to have, and we'll certainly make use of them here. It doesn't look like there's a lot of terrain we can take advantage of. Guess we could check out this way. That's outside of the deployment zone, and yeah, there's really not much. We could also go up here, but I think we'll just set our infantry back. We'll set our cav here, and we'll just focus on kind of harassing the army as they move forward. So yeah, this cav could be our undoing. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to come out of this, because I think we could deal with the infantry. If there was no cav, if this was an all-infantry army, we'd probably be, well, we'd still have some problems if it was all swords of Harad, but if it was all infantry of sort of assorted stuff, we might be okay. With this, I'm a little worried that, okay, so they've got that Horseman of the Harnan, which is the stronger unit on this side, so maybe we can prioritize that with our archers. But I'm a little worried that they're going to come up together and then just overwhelm us. We've got enough cav, though, that we could concentrate and take them out in detail. And this infantry line by itself does not look very intimidating at all. One annoying thing is that this is their general unit, Plainsman Mounted Skirmishers. This is a unit that will be very fast and very hard to catch. So unless we can deal with them just by arrow fire and get lucky and kill the general, this army's going to probably keep the general for the duration of the battle. Right, here's my 22 Swords of Harad, who are just going to come out to throw some javelins. Very frustrating. We'll get some kills on them. We'll waste some arrows shooting them, which is fine. But we're going to have to go away. I don't want to risk losing any more horse archers because they are irreplaceable at this point. Okay, looks like the cav is sort of grouping around on their left. In that case, let's meet them. And I want to have the fight occurring kind of away from my infantry. I want to have my archers... I want to give them plenty of time, basically. Yeah, this unit is just so annoying. I'd rather spend my time killing these Swords of Harad who are, you know, presenting a much, much easier target for me. Alright, we are shooting some of them with these step-out riders. Alright, everybody come down. Oh, jeez. All right, this is gonna be pretty nasty. So we're gonna run everybody in. Hold on a second. We've got the audio issue, which sometimes happens where the sound effects get muted. Sorry about that. All right, Hardwayth Riders, those guys are wavering. I think we'll just keep ignoring them. All right, we dealt with their cav actually over here for the most part. All right, Spearmen can wait. Yeah, you guys stay on that cav. Horsemen of the Harnan? Yeah, okay, we took them out. Fantastic. Let's pull back. And let's pull back, and we're gonna be ready to strike at, you know, some opportune targets as they appear. Shields of the Mark are gonna get in on this. All right, I don't want to spend much time on the footmen. But these archers are doing a pretty good job staying away from everybody. Let's charge into these Swords of Harad who are coming at us, and I think we can leave behind these units. We chase them almost to the edge of the map. Yeah, there's only 4 of them. Okay, we spent too much time chasing them, arguably. I thought the units were more substantial. All right, let's go ahead, and I think we can kill those swords and then bring the horse archers back. All right, this has not eliminated the unit. They are wavering, though. Yep, gone. Very good. Some other swords are throwing their javelins in, so this is going to hurt. All right, let's just pull back. Yep, we did get caught. Come on. And they're going to throw again, maybe? Alright, those plainsmen skirmishers are potentially going to get into my archery line. But if they catch them, you know, we'll just throw everybody into melee, and we should do okay. These footmen are chasing some archers. That's totally fine. 42 of them. I think we'll be all right. Yeah, let's charge them, guys. All right, now we'll pull these guys around and we'll hit into the melee line. Yeah, we're gonna take them out. Their captain is gonna be gone soon. Yep. All right. Plainsmen skirmishers, very soft target indeed. We'll crash into them, take them out. Let's hit the back of these swords, actually, and let's bring in our scary javelin men. This is going to be pretty costly for us, but hopefully it's going to hurt Harad's, you know, forces in the area. All right, so this is all just in a rout. All right, we got sort of an assortment of things here happening. Let's just bring the cab over. But otherwise, I think we're all set. We've got this one pretty well covered. And yeah, they're going to rout before we even get close to them. Awesome. So we'll just chase them down and see you back on the campaign map. All right, that is all that Harad is going to throw at that particular army. So we won there. We lost a couple hundred soldiers, but they are going to attack us right outside Karis Nan. Unfortunately, who is showing up is not the garrison for reinforcements. So I think... Jeez. These armies are not terribly threatening. Some swords, skirmishers, cav... So archers, skirmishers, spears. We could deal with them. But I think I'm going to withdraw a little bit so that now we can hit them and get the city, right? So that's the plan for next time. Fortunately, they did not besiege us at Umbar, so we don't have to worry about saving that. We can grab Bad. Oh, awesome. We got a proven commander. Well, that's perfect. We need somebody down here, and he's a competent governor. All right, I'll take it. He's a poor commander, but we can work with that. Unfortunately, he's lazy, but he is intelligent. An Eisenmarcher, that's interesting. Not of much use down in the south, unfortunately, because we're not fighting barbarians. Unless Khan comes over, I mean, I guess we could end up fighting them. So we will get a discount on troop training costs, but we're going to get a penalty to law. So it's not that great for a governor, honestly. But we'll take him. We absolutely want a family member down here, and now we can get mercenaries, right? Yes, indeed. So we'll grab this. And let's get our scouts around, because Farharad has held on. They didn't get wiped out in the last battle. And it looks like we've got Harad's attention for sure. So, let's see. I'll bring my emissary over here. I don't want to lose sight of this army. And I want to bring the scout down, see what else we're looking at. I think Karenbad is effectively out of our reach at this point, unfortunately. If we look at the diplomacy here, Harandor is not at war with Harad. Farharad is. But Harad pretty much has free reign in the south, right? They've got us, which are an annoyance, but they can train stuff to kind of overcome our armies. And they're allied with Khan, which is one of the largest powers in the region, and they're neutral with Harandor. If they were fighting Harandor, that would certainly be a different factor. Let's bring a scout over here. Maybe we can induce Harandor to attack Harad. In my experience, though, that almost never works. But man, it would be great if we could get them to start fighting. So I think what we want to do is keep moving this guy to the west. We'll get mercenaries as they appear and put up the pressure on their capital, right? Like we could take this, gift this to Farharad potentially, and then I'd feel pretty good. But let's check our news before we get into another battle. Okay. Yep, we did a bunch of training, and Brago of Tharbad is attuned. That is in Anghal. All right. Now, I don't know that we necessarily wanted him to be a governor here. It's just that he was the guy who was leading the army. And so he's just holding it. So we are slated to make just shy of 6,000. So I guess that's pretty reasonable. We can train our Oriador Spearmen if we really want. I don't think we do. But I also don't know that I particularly want to invest in military upgrades for Tharbad itself. It's just not going to give us all that much. So, with regard to the south then, let's do this. If we go to right about here, and we attack this army, they're going to get this as reinforcements, and they're going to get the garrison, which is the ruler. Now I'm wondering if we can do this. We have 1 unit of archers. We've got 2 units of cav. We've got really 1.5. We do have a fair amount of spears, and we've got these skirmishers who can do a lot. So let's do that. It's about even odds. The other stuff that they have is nothing. Skirmishers and footmen. It's just the worst. And he is, let's see, seasoned. I thought he looked a little older, so this means he is going to have fewer hit points. So maybe we'll get lucky with a javelin or an arrow and take him out. But this is going to be a tough one for us to get the city because, if they've got that family member who can ride back to town, and at least one of these armies does have cav as well. But I think that's it. Just 2 cavalry units for the enemy in total. Okay, I think this is pretty reasonable, actually. We've got Axes of the Mark on the flank. I mean, I don't know why these 10 are over on the right. Let's put them kind of back here so they can do kind of something. And we don't have a lot of cav of our own. But yeah, let's go with this as the formation. So the army straight ahead of us is going to be the army that we're attacking, and the city's going to be up over this hill somewhere. So I think I want to go deal with that first.
The enemy have brought up more men.
Okay, they're actually going to be, yeah, way back there in the trees. So it's going to take us a little while to get up there, which is fine. We also will need this army to get involved, and we'll need to take them out too in order for us to get the city. So they've got a unit of archers, some skirmishers, and some spears of the serpent. And then back here, they're bringing up their skirmishers and footmen and general, the king himself. So, you know, I guess we could go into the woods. That might be a good idea. We're not really built for fighting in the woods, but it'll give us a slight advantage. And then maybe we can deal with that reinforcing army from a nice position. All right, but I will try to take out these archers with my own bowmen. Okay, everybody's coming on pretty quick, which is, you know, on the one hand, that's good, right? Because we need to take them all out. All right, these are just, you know, spearmen. So let's throw my own spears over here. Their skirmishers are pursuing my mercenary swording skirmishers, which does not seem like a good move on their part. And in fact, we are able to get them to run pretty fast. I want to use these cav as just chasing routers. That's going to be their entire job. We've almost got that captain gone. Alright, mercenary southern spears. Let's move them over here. We want at least a couple of units, I think, to deal with that cav. But once the cav's gone, the big threat is going to be those swords. And I don't think we need these spearmen to be chasing those spearmen. All right, come on, let's kill the captain here. We've used up almost all of our arrows. All right, what are you guys doing? All right, we can go down and focus on the spearmen. We're going to get potentially hit or charged by the general there. Okay, so that's one captain down. Let's get our archers back in the woods. And yeah, I think we're going to want our spearmen back in the tree line. I think this fight we can do mostly with our skirmishers. If the enemy general comes for us, we can use our axes to kind of hold him, and then we, you know, if we want to, but we can do a lot of damage with our swording skirmishers. All right, we've got him in the trees. Let's run him back so that he doesn't just get attrited to death. All right, we also don't want to lose all these swordings to the enemy skirmishers, so we'll run back a little bit. Again, we're going to take some damage from the bows of that Serpent Black unit. Oh, do they still have a single unit of Archers of Harad? Well, that's fine. Okay. The other thing that's great about these swording skirmishers is that they are fast. They're taller, and so I think because of that extra height, they are in fact faster. So I think I'll run these guys back around, and we'll hope to connect with their cavalry. Right, these footmen of Harad are, I mean, they've got to be just about done here. Right, how's this going? We're going to lose some men here. All right, let's take down these skirmishers, and let's get our cavalry back around. Alright, looks like we lost over on the right. Skirmishers are gone. Alright, but we really need to hold them, and then also beat the Serpent Black. Swords of Harad are winning easily against my spears. Are they retreating? No. Okay, they're pulling out like a bunch of jerks, and they're working really well together because here comes the Serpent Black. Alright. I've got to take this guy out. I don't want to lose my captain. Alright, we finally won against that unit. Let's bring these guys down. Actually, one of you can be on skirmisher duty, and the others can come and help this fight, which I'm very worried about at the moment. Alright, I think we gotta leave you skirmishers behind because we're gonna get caught and murdered by these Hairdwaith riders. So we're gonna need the Lancers' help for that. And what are you doing? Alright, let's throw at the Serpent Black. Alright, we're getting caught. But actually, no, we caught them. 23 evenly matched. Our guys were routed almost instantly. They're losing heavily, winning easily. This is very even. They're shaken. 20-12. They're wavering. But yeah, we are hurting quite badly here. That Serpent Black, that is a scary unit. And they demolished our infantry. We took out that captain, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Let's bring our general over here to hit the Swords of Harad. There are still 49 of them. And I'm happy that my spearmen are still standing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that we're going to be able to do this. If we don't break those swords, and we're not. 42. They're shaken, steady, and we lost over here. Now, these are plainsmen mounted skirmishers. They're not the most intimidating units by any stretch. We lost another unit of spears. Broken. Alright, we broke the swords. Everybody has to kill the Serpent Black now. Absolutely everybody. But, of course, this is going to make it difficult for us to maintain, you know, what we need to maintain. Now, yeah, they already routed us. Let's get our cav in. Let's see if we can do anything. I mean, if we lose our general here, got to say that's got to be the end of it, right? So there's 43 of them. I see the first loss I take, we're pulling out. Oh, yeah. That's probably too long to wait, actually. Yep, he's gone. And the best we can hope for is a very lucky hit with these axes, but I don't think it's going to come. One unit's already routing. We'll just speed it up here because it is inevitable. This is a defeat. And this is a slim defeat, so that's some consolation, right? All right, now we're in trouble because that was the army from Umbar. This is a battle that I chose to fight. I've got to remind myself. Sometimes that kind of thing works out. This time, man, it really didn't. I think I forget a few things about the Serpent Black. I'm used to thinking of them as a squishy kind of unit that does not have that much power. And it's true, they're very vulnerable to ranged. But in that army, I had kind of no ranged, and so I was just hoping that I could pull something off. That did not work, obviously, so now what we've got to do is bring down the reinforcements. We'll see how well we can make that happen. I think having some infantry in this army is going to be a good thing. All right, there are some mercenaries here. Let's go ahead and get them. It's going to take them a little longer to get down there, but I think mercenaries are going to help. We'll take some more time to train up some more stuff as well. And so let's go with more archers. We saw how useful they were. Yeah, let's go with some horse archers over here. And I think that's going to be it. All right. Slated to make 4,000 now. And we've still got Garth. 55%. I mean, it's going to be down by another, so we're going to be up to 60 next season if we can somehow hold on to this. We could restore this stuff. That actually, it's funny. Restoring, even if you undo it, will bring it up by 60. So, I don't know if that's going to be enough. We do have 80% garrison, so again, there's nothing we can do in terms of stuffing this more full of troops than it already is. One thing we could do just to be jerks is like send an army up here just to take this, and now it's our fort. So they would have to come and attack us if they want it. Otherwise, though, things are looking fairly stable, I think. Rovanian's doing quite well for itself. They've got some decent stacks in the area, and so I'm not feeling too worried about them. They've expanded a little bit. But yeah, really far Harad. So if they can't hold off for a while, we're gonna be in some trouble. All right, another siege around Tharbad. So, this guy, let's Gleowine of Upper Herodwaith. I mean, it's always funny to see these guys come of age because, you own the settlement. And so there are some guys who are going to be from there. Now, where is he going to come in? I'm kind of thinking we want another bodyguard. Now, he's at Belligant. Okay. It's not really where I wanted it, but it's another unit. Wow, and they just didn't even attempt to take back that fort this turn. Alright, yes, Greyholm is under siege. Now, Tharbad is an annoyance. They are not a big threat at this point, honestly. I'm even thinking about just bribing this army to go away so I don't have to fight it. 70 grand, half our money? Yeah. Yep, just stop. Because I could fight that battle, it would probably be a fairly close thing because of just, how few men I have. Can I retrain these guys to get full status? It kind of seems like they're all coming back. Let's go ahead and get some Aridor Spearmen. And, yeah, we got some mercs here. We got some units. These guys are not going to be that useful, so we'll bring them down along with the archers, I guess. And then, actually, the Meduseld Guard. Yeah, we've actually got to get these back because they are irreplaceable. We can retrain them, but not recruit them.
Captain. Onward. Captain. Onward.
All right, so in this army, we're getting a lot of, lowish tier stuff.
Yes, Captain. Onward. Out of move, sir. Sir.
But I think that's fine.
Yes, Captain. Yes, Captain.
Well, in fact, we'll move... Well, actually, we can't move. No, we can. We can move him up a tile and then move over a bunch of cav. Let's take, the horse archers, Riders of Rohan. Okay, they actually... Not all of them can come over here. You can... You can...
Yes, Captain. Captain.
Not you.
Yes, Captain. Yes, Captain. Captain. Sir. Captain.
Alright. Okay, I'll leave that for next turn. It's a little finicky here, but at any rate, we're at 70% here. We are a turn away from getting our own training, so that'll be something. We did not really have any substantial survivors from that, and so there's not much we can do at the moment. If they go and attack Umbar, we're done, but at least they're not, maybe not attacking Far Harad. Let's see where that army is. Okay, it's not in the city, so where did it go? Huh. I'm a little wary of moving this army into range of this one, because again, the goal is to save Far Harad. So let's kind of stay close up here. I'll move the emissary around, see if we can find where they're located. I have no idea where they went. Maybe they went over here to cross the border and get some people. Nope, they're not in Adabara. Alright, so no one's in the city here. Where's the army? It's got to be hiding somewhere. There we go. Alright, good. We've got a ruler and a noble. The heir is missing. Now, the heir could be in a separate army, but I'm kind of thinking not. I'm thinking the ruler got killed. This is the heir that we saw last season, and the game has just not assigned another heir yet. So we've got to take care of this. I'm glad they're hiding, though. Since we don't have a rebellion here, and we dealt with Tharbad over here, I think what I will do is spend some money on training up some forces to deal with Tharbad, just so that we don't have to keep doing this kind of thing. So we'll get some more cav all around and send them over into the west. Okay. So we've got some men in Umbar. Alright, finally North Rune is going for its fort. We may be able to hold out against the assault of Umbar. Let's see what they have here. Oh, yeah, it's a noble and skirmishers. So in this case, I'm not worried. Oh, wait, no, this is a separate army. This is the army that's attacking. Okay, I'm still not all that worried because they've got 2 units of footmen, basically, 2 units of skirmishers, and a bodyguard. I've got 3 spears, I've got a full unit of swording skirmishers, and I got some assorted cav, so we can pretty much hold out against their infantry and do some damage even to their family members. So I'm going to wait for the assault to come. Not going to worry about that at all. Again, there's not much I can do at this point, so... Alright, we lost a lot of money because of bribery, and it's good to know Far Harad is still right there. But yeah, they've got this massive, massive army. Alright, we're just going to keep kind of out of their range. We're going to keep going back and forth, looking for mercenaries, and seeing what we can do. You know, maybe we can go over towards Karenbad. I don't know. We want to be in the zone of being able to potentially support Far Harad. And we also need to keep moving our guys down south pretty relentlessly here. So we can take 10 more units. Alright, that'll be all cav. And what do we have for infantry? We've got literally 2 units of infantry. So we're going to swap them back and take another unit of cav, and that'll leave us actually room for mercs. So we'll go in that way. Again, we're just going to keep moving through friendly territory. Okay, we could grab a couple of these guys. I'll wait until the reinforcements get a little bit closer. So next season I'll hire them, and then we'll add them to the other army. I see Adunabar's fortifying the cross of the Anduin there. But we need to do another round of training, I would say. Let's go for some Shields of the Mark. Something a little more substantial to fight against Tharbad. And we're going to train these guys back up at Edoras. But yeah, Dunland is being very quiet. Tharbad is, you know, taking their time about doing things. We can always train some mercenaries if need be, and we did get these riders back, so that's great. Let's get them and the archers in with the noble there. And we've got another unit of cav we could get if we really felt like we needed them. But I do not, and I'm just continually shocked that we have not lost Garth. Next season, we're going to be at 65% public order. I mean, I don't recall that I've held on to a settlement with that low public order for this many seasons, and it makes me wonder why I'm able to do that. I'm not sure if it's like random, if there's like a dice roll involved. I guess I sort of assumed that it wasn't, that there was some... Yeah, now we're at 70. I mean, this is amazing. So what we would have to do if we want to keep it, which I'm kind of feeling like at this point, honestly, but we would need to, you know, destroy the Homeland Dominion. That's going to hurt public order. And so it's going to be very touchy because any place that we take, we wouldn't necessarily be able to get going on the Dominion buildings because that's going to drive Garth into a revolt. All right, it looks like they're closing in on Far Harad now, but we've got the king, or the prince rather, over. Oh, okay, we got our Outland Dominion done. That's what's doing it. Good. Okay, so that was helpful. Greyholm is also working on that, so 3 more seasons. All right, so we may actually be in a position pretty soon to incorporate Garth into our own realm, which I did not think we were going to be able to do. So I think we'll just keep playing the waiting game around Dorwinion, just like Rune is playing around Rovanion. And yeah, we'll keep moving these guys down. Okay, we've got an army of Harad right there. Let's see. Yeah, let's get right down to it. Actually, we could probably hit it. All right, not quite. So we will get down here and recruit our mercenaries. And then we'll swat them away. They're just going to leave. And we'll bring the big army down through. No, we've got some more mercenaries here, actually. All right, we'll get them later. This guy will be able to come through, and we'll do something similar. Just keep stacking those Gondorian swordsman mercenaries. And, yeah, Umbar... Okay, so the king, or the nobleman has moved away, and we're just looking at this pathetic force. It's a little troubling, though, that they're not building any siege equipment, but sometimes the AI takes a while before they do that. We got 6 or 8 seasons, rather, so we got lots of time before they actually, you know, assault. All right, but what's going on up here? Yeah, just not good, because they could go for and get Akasanabon. This is all just peasants, essentially. There's like a single unit of actual footmen of Harad levies, but these are just the worst. The rest is peasants at arms, and in here it's, yeah, footmen of Harad levies. So nothing good, in other words. And if this army's going to go for that, I don't think we can stop it. We've done what we can down around here to help them out. Maybe they're going to crank out some family members pretty soon, but they may need some more cities before they feel like doing that. Okay, so we're just going to maintain the status quo. I'm going to get my scout just to take a look at things, make sure there's not an army nearby. Okay, there's this. So let's move them over here. I mean, maybe we can get close enough to pull them east towards Karenbad. But at this point, I'd say we've probably got enough to start threatening Tharbad.
Captain, Captain. Yes, Captain.
All right, we're going to get some Shields of the Mark next season. So let's everywhere else train train something kind of decent. Like we'll go with your basic infantry. Down here we'll go with Rohan riders. Here, you know, levies might be useful actually. And you'll go with cav because you're further away. Alright, and now at Dunhold, we don't need all of these guys for garrison either. Let's see how many we could get away with. I don't think I'm going to be able to get away with taking all... Actually, I can. Alright, we just freed up 4 archers. And what about those mercs? Wow. Public order is much better than I thought. I don't want to go really any lower than this, though. We are growing the population of Dunhold, and that's going to be a fast grower. And so that means public order is going to start hurting. So let's get control posts so that we can stay on top of, you know, the public order via garrison strength. All right, we've got some more men here. We'll just keep doing that. We're definitely losing some cash at this point, but it's fine. We've got a bunch. All right. So I think that's all we can do. Yeah, this is Northrune's army attacking the fort. And I'll just auto-resolve it. There's just no point in fighting this. So congrats, you got your fort back. Now, if Rune attacks them, we could be in a position to get a protectorate out of them because they're going to feel threatened from multiple sides. So I'm really curious. Okay, no. Unfortunately, not yet. So in Edoras, we've got our Shields of the Mark. And we'll just keep sending everybody over here. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a pretty decent stack pretty easily, actually.
Captain.
Axes, and then we've got some levies. I think that's going to be good in terms of public order. All right. All right, now where did those... Okay, here they are. The units that I am retraining at Edoras. All right, you know what we need at Edoras, though? We need some like, really awesome cav. So, let's go, yeah, let's go with Rittermark Spears. Just to put the fear of God into Tharbad's foot-bound armies. Their bodyguards and so on are armored, and so having those long two-handed lances of our Rittermark Spears are going to, you know, cut through that. Okay, we're going to get them up here, and then we're going to be able to move, probably use this family member for the fighting against Tharbad. I want to go up and grab Swanfleet and Austenethel. I think next we'll leave some reasonable force around here for Dunland. And I think I'll leave Lond Dare for the moment simply because it's... Well, it's something that we can keep for a distraction for Dunland. All right, over here, how are we looking? All right, still no new family members that I can see. And this army is indeed heading off to the east, so our plan is working. But gosh, look at all this. I'm very happy that Harondor has found something to do in fighting Khand. I don't think they'll get too far into Khan's territory. So that's also a good thing. We don't want them to obviously destroy that faction. Let's see what's around me. They can't get here for a couple of turns.
Your Honor, on my way.
And all they've got is that army. I mean, I guess I could just head right over here. And we could see if we could hit an army outside of Caranbad next time. And hope that works out. Alright, anything else we want to build? Let's check out... Okay, yeah, Belagant. I think we've neglected this a little bit. So we've got up to Rohan Riders level stuff here. And we did get some growing with... what did we get? Right, the healer, I think, was what we did last time. So You know, if we go to Marshal's Muster Hall, we're going to get Shields of the Mark and Riders of the Mark. And those are both really solid units. Very helpful out here, far from our home base. You know, they're not war winners on their own, but they're just so good. So I think we can do that. That'll be 8 turns. All right. Okay, we're attacked. Oh, this is the assault. Oh, they brought in some reinforcements. Good for them. How creative. All right, so they've got now they've got some units that well, okay, this is only 31. That's not too much. This is 33, also not much. And they've been building some stuff. So we'll see how effective they are. I guess I should have brought that single unit of Dragon Shield Rider mercenaries over, but it's more like a single man. So it would not have made much difference, but the fear effect might have been handy. The other thing is we do have several areas to defend of the wall. But we'll see how they're set up, because it may be worth trying to defend the wall. Alright, they've got 1 siege tower. You know, archers would be great, obviously. But we can't have those. We don't have them, so... Let's see, they get a ram and 2 ladders. And they're going to be moving here along the fire range of the towers, potentially. So that's, you know, that's kind of nice. But the units that they're bringing up are just footmen and skirmishers, and I'm not that worried about it. The thing that could be a big problem is if they get through the gate. So if that happens, we want like this. We want to have, you know, our spearmen here, and we want to have the general as well. And, you know, one thing we can do is just distract them with cavalry. We do have some Rittermark spears down here, so that'll be useful for... we do have a Rittermark spear. We've got one guy with a spear, and then the other who is, like, polishing his boots or something. So, you know, a little bit of armor penetration there would be nice. And then we've got these guys for the fear effect. Trying to decide where they'd be most useful. Probably here against the general. So we'll keep them up there, off fire at will. Let's see, we've got these 3 spear units. So yeah, we're definitely going to want one here, probably the toughest one. And then we've got 2 more. I just don't know if the odds are good to try to defend all of the wall. And if you can't defend all of the wall, then it's like you may not defend any of it. But let's try it anyway. The ladders are going to get there, but we can hold them with these guys. The siege tower and the ladders are probably going to get there as well. Alright, so we'll just set up like that. We'll see what happens. You know, if we get lucky, we destroy that siege tower or the ram. Or at least doing some damage to them. Alright, so those skirmishers are definitely going to make it. I think what we have to do is get out of here. I'm going to pull everybody off the wall, and we're going to go back to the plaza, but these guys are going to run around and just cause problems. That's going to be their job. Yeah, notice how they've stopped.
The enemy are at the walls with their siege towers. Now we must look for our courage.
We've got the Serpent Black coming up towards our horse archers. They're going to beat us because they've just got more men. But maybe we can lead them around the walls a little bit. Yeah, see, we've already taken almost half of our unit is gone. Yeah, let's duck around this corner. We could get back through the gate there if we don't rout before then. So far, they haven't taken any losses, unfortunately. They're going to be you know, pretty close to the wall, because we are as well. But yeah, I think setting up here was a mistake in the first place. I should have just never done that. Alright, I think rather than going here, we'll just keep going. I think we can outpace them. And we may get them to take some damage, although they are hitting us. Well, we'll just hope that works. Alright, they're giving up. But they haven't taken any losses yet, yeah. Well, maybe they'll just get really tired. I don't want to lose Umbar, of course.
The enemy have taken them.
Well, we may not have a choice. Very odd that they're setting up right down here by the beach, but, you know, it's kind of a nice view. Got the Pillar of Farazan up there on the hill. Way over in the west, you can see the settlement of An Umbar with its port. And then down in the south, you can see some other hills. Maybe you could see the forts if they were visible, or maybe they might be behind the hills. Alright, but we've got most of our guys back in the plaza, so there's plenty of room here. They're probably going to come in this way. And our guys are winded, so we can afford to take some time with them. Alright, but they're in the tower. They haven't taken the, there they go. Alright, they finally get that gate down. But they've taken, looks like about half of their men have been killed. And they're not too effective at taking these gates either, so... You know, I should probably think about heading over here and dealing with them, but they're going to be they will have command of these towers. Like, eventually they're going to get over here and get the gatehouse. So it's probably better for me to just wait for them to take maximal losses, get really tired, and then they're going to move into the plaza where we can defeat them. I think we're still going to win this. This unit is the one that, of course, I'm most worried about. Alright, so it looks like General is heading back. They've captured the gateway, and so that's his cue to come on in. And it looks like we are doing some slightly different things. We've got this unit of footmen coming around this way, not the way I expected. But we do have other units going around the other streets. I think it's not going to matter too much. They're probably going to converge at around the same time. So it may be a little hectic. This is probably the best place for us, though. Alright, there's the general. That's a little annoying. If he came down from here, I think we'd be shielded from his arrows. But, you know, we've got this unit of horse archers that could still cause some distraction. So maybe we'll bring them down this way. And yeah, this is going to just delay them a little bit. We're going to get some kills pulling towards the gate, which we still command, and so that's going to be firing at them. Alright, this is just skirmishers. Skirmishers, bodyguard. And so he's probably going to take some losses around here. It looks like this tower is going to do some work for us. They own this one, but they did not capture that one. Okay. We're definitely agitating them. So, this is a dangerous unit to us in the sense that they're ranged. And we don't have quite enough cav for me to feel confident about charging in and dealing with them. They're going to charge away, but we should be able to get out of their grip. But they're probably really tired. We can't see their fatigue yet. Oh, they're fresh. Okay. Fine. Let's go over here. I'd rather keep the javelins of our swording skirmishers for the melee units, and especially the enemy general. Yeah, we should be okay in this fight.
Riders, wait for my order. Attack quickly.
Wavering. Ugh. There's still a lot of them, so we got to pull out. Kind of shocked that we're losing against the lowest of the low. Let's charge in our Rittermark spears. There they go. Jeez. But that really damaged our cavalry. So we can't use them anymore. There's 8 of them. You know, I think we'll let the spears fight them for a little bit longer and then pull back over here. We'll see what this guy is going to do. He may just stand outside and plink us, and it looks like we got caught over here. We'll get back to the plaza, and, you know, we're going to get some kills just from the towers on these guys. That unit is still very far away. And over here, we've also got another very confused unit of plainsman skirmishers. This is not quite full, but pretty close. And did they lose? I don't think they lost anybody to this tower, unfortunately. Very good armor on the Serpent Black. I've got to stop underestimating this unit. I mean, if you don't have a bunch of archers, you know, they are tricky to deal with. If you don't have enough light cav lancers, then they're tough to deal with. Alright, looks like these guys actually came back. We'll keep doing this. I want to get over here and give this unit the same treatment. Maybe we'll pull them in the opposite direction. So we have to stay in the plaza because our unit's morale is low, and they have a general who's going to make the enemy's morale high. So we have to fight on the ground where we're never going to be routed. And we really need to keep doing this horse archer thing because having these guys meleeing with our guys while we're trying to hold off a Serpent Black unit is not going to be good. So I have to pay more attention to them. All right, let's turn it slightly this way, I guess. let's run everybody. Whoops, pay more attention. More attention. They're utterly tired, though, now. Now, he could get caught here if they come back around. It's kind of like Pac-Man at this moment. But I think we'll be good. They're not going to think that far ahead. We just want to get their attention, get back to safety, and then make sure that they can't join the fight in the plaza so we can take out the general. And he needs to move. This is really just maddening watching them slow walk over here. He's probably exhausted, but you know, that itself is a good thing. But I'd love to get that resolved. All right, we're starting to come under fire. And they're coming in. So let's get over here quickly. So watch how effective that is. Look at these javelins. Down to, from 31 down to 16, 13. I mean, some of that's the spearmen, I guess. But these javelins are friggin' amazing. There's just no way around it. Down to 10 men. I mean, you know, this is the spearmen now, but getting them down to like half with just a few casts of these guys' javelins, that's just awesome. Absolutely awesome unit. All right, and these guys are just nowhere able to support. Down to 6 men. They're shaken. They should be. Surrounded by spears, and we still have a few javelins. Down to 3. They're wavering. I think he's going to get unhorsed here in seconds. Let's see. All right, he is not routing. All right, but I'd love to have him just taken care of for real. And unfortunately, we're out of arrows. Our step-out riders cannot distract these guys as effectively anymore. So we'll run them up here, and what we'll do is we'll do these feint charges to try to keep them attacking us if it looks like we're going to need to do that, but maybe not. I mean, by the time that they get over here, there he goes. So all of these units are going to have pathetic morale. We've got a scary unit right near them, and we do technically have calves still. Our guys are winded. Theirs are utterly tired. So I think we bring the horse archers back here. And we don't have to worry about them anymore, but we do want to worry about getting shot. So let's get ready to charge. I think 3 units against one of these ought to do it. I'd really hope to have that proven wrong. They're shaken, wavering. We do have these other units coming over. All right, there they go. I guess we can use our cav for that. Okay, nope, nope, nope. Okay, now we can bring them back over. 2 units of footmen to deal with. And we've got, geez, probably half their numbers in spearmen. So that's going to be a bit of a problem, but they are a very, very low morale unit, especially if they come in one at a time. I think we should be good. Alright, it looks like they're going to come in at the same time. But we'll focus on one. And try to get him routed pretty aggressively, and the other guy should follow. Our men are winded. But we're going to be doing a lot better in terms of stamina than they. Look how coordinated they're being. Timing it just so. Alright, may as well use our javelins here. They're shaken. Charging in with our spears, and they're charging at our skirmishers. Let's throw in the skirmishers, and hopefully we can end this quickly. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so our cavalry will follow that up. No more javelins with these guys, but we're still going to get the advantage of their fear effect. Okay, and that was it. They just needed to get close. Awesome. We'll route them off the field, and then we'll see how bad we're looking after the battle. Oh, and we're attacked again. Yep. That's the AI's usual trick. I should have expected. You'll fight this epic siege, you know, right down to the wire. And then they'll just besiege you again with another tiny army, which if they had brought up in the first place, would have defeated you. So it's like the AI is programmed to waste your time, like you, the player. like you could have, if you're going to beat me, you know, beat me in one battle. Don't drag it out over 10, right? But so this, let's see, some cav, some skirmishers, some spearmen. We could probably beat them in another assault type situation. So I'll bring these guys up, and they'll be able to show up as reinforcements, I guess. Yeah, we're under siege again. We didn't even get a chance to retrain these guys. That's very unfortunate. And yeah, here we go. Let's see. Ruler's still alive. Still no heir that I can see. I mean, maybe there is one somewhere, but where's the giant army? Where's that giant Haradrian army that was hanging around? I don't see it anymore. Maybe it fought a battle over here. Although I don't honestly know what it would have been fighting against. There it is. Yeah, so they're just going to try to eliminate Far Harad with these small stacks, which is honestly all they're probably going to need. And so we just may not be able to make any impact in that. Well, we can at least attempt to buy them some time. I'm not going to put this under siege because we're just going to be attacked. But what can we do? We've got decent movement points. This guy can theoretically pick up mercenaries. This is a Far Harad settlement.
Yes, master. Moving. Secrecy is assured.
And is there a general inside? I'm not seeing one. This is Harandor. This is really all of Harad's, eastern territory. But I really don't want to fight a battle with this army because this is all we have in the region. So maybe what I'll do is I'll go on to my allies' territory, which always feels very, very risky because I don't, you just don't know. They could hit you. They could really hate that you're trespassing. If I go up here, this army can't quite touch me. So we'll go up there. And we do have some mercs, 3 of them, in fact. So I think we can consolidate some of these. We're getting reinforcements anyway, so we'll do that and that. and spend a bunch of money. And now we've got, you know, a little more respectable, like maybe 2/3 of a stack there. So that's going to be there. We can move these guys through Athelion. And yeah, we're going to do the same thing of recruiting these mercenary swordsmen. And then just heading down south. And again, we are going to have to, you know, rely on our allies' good word here so we can get this army down. It's really only a couple of turns, actually. All cavalry. Let's go ahead and grab some of these Harondor mercenaries.
Captain.
Let's see, what are you? We could fit a couple more units up there of cav. So let's get the light lancer guys. Well, actually, we'll get these two, these 56.
Captain.
We'll get them back up, and then here we'll go for the other two
Captain.
of the Harondor Rider mercenaries. All right, so that'll have to be enough. I know this episode is running long, but I'm very curious to see what's going to happen in the next few turns. That's really going to be crucial for the future of the campaign. So I think we need to just see what's going to come. We don't have anything to fight coming up, although we are moving some men around. So let's just take care of this business. Retrain the Shields of the Mark and these guys, but what we can't do, sadly, is retrain the Meduseld Guard just yet. However, I think if we get up to this, we could do it. Royal Barracks is the only level we have not done. And I think it even says in the description, a Royal Barracks in Edoras, so you can replace them there. So let's do it. We've got enough money. And meanwhile, these guys are heading up to Tharbad. Let's see, did I retrain all of you? Yes. And then the Riders of the Mark will come up with you later. Okay, I think that's about it. We're attacked by Harad. Alright, this is outside Umbar, I'm going to guess. Yeah, they're attacking my Dragon Shield Rider mercenaries, who have doubled in size because they need to, the game needs to give you a captain unit, basically, or a captain, model on the battlefield. So that's going to increase by 1. So I guess we're just going to withdraw. There's not really any point in running them around. We've only got 2 men, one of whom is going to be an archer. Alright, fine. They're not going to really fight, though. Okay, Farharad is still in play. Good, I was a little worried this would be the end. They do have a ram. So in that battle, if they lose, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. Now that the king there could just withdraw. So he may end up leaving, but he doesn't own any territory adjacent. So I'm wondering if he's just going to be eliminated. Okay, that's Greyholm's fiefdom dominion done. So Garth is actually looking quite nice. Let's go ahead and destroy that and get going here. We're still at 70. So we get our own homeland dominion, and we could be in a pretty good position up here with regards to public order. So it may just take a very long time, but this status quo is really sticking around. And here's the other thing about playing this way. Normally you wouldn't play so obsessively. Like, this is obviously just a challenge run. It's a little sort of a gimmicky thing. But there are some advantages to leaving enemies alive, in a sense. And that is, Dorwinion has not given me any trouble for a very long time. Now, they've got armies, but, they've got 2 settlements. One of them is going to give them just absolute low-tier units that are not a threat. The other could be more of a problem. But, I have not had any problems from Dale, from Rovanion. Keeping your enemies kind of bottled up here is a pretty decent way to sort of manage the board, so to speak. And the same thing with North Ruin. Once you get them down to a couple of settlements, you can kind of leave them alone. Now, of course, you're not going to be benefiting from trade with these factions, so you're losing out on that income. But on the other hand, you're also not having to constantly build up your settlements, right? Like, this has given me time to develop Belagant to the point where I'm going to be building the highest tier barracks here before we fight Dorwinion again. So there is some advantage to doing it, even though it seems like a kind of a weird system. Okay, they're heading over to the east. I could head this army back. They don't have any rams yet. Let's use all of our movement points, and if Farharad looks like it's going to be in good health, maybe we'll be able to get back in time to save Umbar with this army. Or maybe this one, honestly, because we're doing pretty good here. What is that? Why are you controlling my, movement? Doesn't make sense to me. We're allies. I shouldn't be stopped by my ally like that, I don't think. Okay, so we've got everybody headed south. We've got these guys, which are heading kind of north. And this is almost a full stack. We just need the family member to be added to it. Decent mix here. It's like solidly tier 1, 2 units, but it's actually decent timing because we're going to be we're under siege by Dunland. So we'll hopefully break them out of here and then decide what to do with that reinforcement. Okay, once again, we're just going to withdraw from this. They're going to attack us again. We're going to auto-calc and lose this army for good. At least it pulled them away from Umbar, I guess. I mean, they're still under siege, but we're not, getting those reinforcements, potentially. All right, they are still hanging on. They've got a couple of rams now. They haven't done it yet. And Karib the Hunter is still kicking, so, jeez. Feels like the best thing I could do with this army is probably try to save Farharad. Let's march down carefully here. Okay, jeez. Very frustrating. Even with all that building, we're still, making money. And kind of ridiculous training as well. All right, so do I rush back to here? No, because I'm not going to make it in time. They're going to assault me, and so I may lose Umbar. All right, let's attack. Oh, I can't. Okay, because again, I got captured by the zone of control of Farharad, which just, I don't get that. I guess if I had military access, that wouldn't be the case. So that's a reason to get military access, I suppose. Okay, all right, I'm feeling, wow, this is great. They've got an heir over here. So this is not do or die then. This is we're a bit more lax. So on that note, I think we'll end the episode. I'm feeling a bit better because we know that if this battle goes badly for Farharad, they've still got another family member over here. We've got an army here to sort of help that, but we can also send this back down to retake Umbar, take some of these other cities along the way, and we can do the same with these reinforcements. Head down here, maybe grab Karenbad, or just kind of do whatever we need to do. We've got a big army of Harads that's lurking over here. And looking at it and comparing it to the reinforcement army that we're bringing down, I think we could take them. I mean, they've got some stuff like this Umbar Guard and these unit of archers. Got a little cav, but not too much. And so we could probably deal with this. We'd want to be careful of all those swords of Harad, so it might be better to use my infantry army because we get a lot more archers here. So we may do some mix and match in the next episode, but I think what we'll be doing when we come back is seeing how we're going to defend Umbar, if we're going to be able to hold it, and what the balance of power is ultimately going to look like in the south. So thank you for joining me with this episode. I hope you'll stick around for the next one, and until then, take care.